That's right, everyone. Star Wars The Acolyte, the first trailer, the first teaser has released. But is it more pandering, or is it the change that Star Wars needs? Is this heading in the direction where we're going to get rid of all of the pandering, all of the wokeness that we have seen countless times in Star Wars over the last decade? That's the question. That is the question that we all have. Well, obvious reasons I'm not going to show the trailer for being, hit with, all the strikes or whatever that they put on YouTube now. It's ridiculous. But let's just kind of talk about this. Look, the trailer seemingly does its job in showcasing diversity, equity, inclusion in every way possible. I tell you what, I sat there, I watched the trailer a handful of times, and here, we'll do this. We'll shut this off. I want to say it's around the minute 10 mark right here. Up. Let's pause it right there. This gentleman right here is the only white male that I saw in this entire trailer. Meaning that it's either a woman, a person of color, or both, or quite possibly a LGBTQ member that has been showcased in this trailer. That's not to say that that is a problem if the story is told well. But we know that that's not what they're pushing with this show. We know that's not what they're going for here. We heard it all last summer during Star Wars Celebration when all they talked about was woman empowerment, woman power, woman power. That's all they talked about when they talked about this show. They couldn't talk about anything else. They couldn't talk about Star Wars. They talked only about how it empowered women, not Star Wars. Not how they were excited to be part of Star Wars. How it's finally time that women had a place in Star Wars. God forbid they talk about Princess Leia, Ahsoka, Padme Amidala, and the countless others that have been in Star Wars for the last 40 years. Overall, the trailer felt very small in scale. It was surprising to find out that they didn't use the volume for this. Yet when you take a look at really the scope and scale of this series in the trailer, everything felt small, almost like The Mandalorian, and how like that shot there, that looks like they were using the volume. It felt small to me. And I guess, when you sit there and you start to see all the multitudes of lightsabers and the plethora of Jedi coming out, you can find yourself getting excited. And I did. At moments, I will say I got excited. It's exciting to see Jedi, multiple Jedi on screen, igniting lightsabers and looking to go into battle. But this just isn't it. This isn't it. And it's unfortunate. It really is, because I've said this for the last 7 or 8 months now. We know what this show is going to be. They told us last summer, they told us that this isn't a Star Wars show. They're pushing an agenda, and they put the Star Wars label on it, and they're putting all the coverings of Star Wars on it. But it's not a Star Wars show. Kathy Kennedy is getting her Panderverse ways. I mean, that's what this is. She's putting a chick in it and making her lame and gay is what she's doing. I encourage you to head over to SlavsFreeTalk.com. You'll see this article. It's really, I kind of just hit all the points that they've talked about for this show, where they've really hit nothing about Star Wars here. the trailer doesn't explain what the show's about. Again, it's a teaser trailer. I get that, and it doesn't really need to, but it doesn't do anything to excite you with the exception of Jedi and lightsabers. Jedi and lightsabers. And really, what kind of sets some people off is, people are trying to say, look, I dare you to name a single thing more exciting than the Acolyte. Well, sleep, cinnamon rolls, puppies, pretty much anything else. Creating memes of it. And that's gotten kind of... Some of these memes have been pretty disgusting, I will say. But you have to sit back and you have to realize that it's not about people being misogynistic. It's not about people pushing this thought that we can't have powerful women in Star Wars or in media or in film. It's that we're sick of this idea, this concept that it's never been. Because it has been. I just mentioned, 3 or 4 strong, powerful women, female power Jedi and leads in Star Wars. Not to mention the crazy amounts that we've seen in Hollywood and film and TV shows over the last 60 plus years of Hollywood. This idea, this concept that it's about time that we're seeing this is just maddening. It's absurd. It's confusing, to say the least. And that's why people are sitting there saying, why? What is the idea behind pushing this? This idea that we need to see this. It doesn't make much sense. People sit there and say Andor Season 2 is more exciting. Getting my teeth cleaned would be more exciting. Sitting on the toilet. I would rather staple my scrotum to the ceiling. Taking a nap wins over everything. The fact that just that quickly, people are that against this trailer, this show, goes to show you that people are not as excited about this show as you would think. This show, much like the Marvels, much like what has come before it in pulp culture when they're trying to push these ideas, these agendas, is going to fail. And I'm starting to wonder, this upcoming Rey film from Star Wars, how much does the success of The Acolyte hinge on that movie actually getting made? Because we know the director, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, we know that she is very much a feminist. We know very much that she's going to push these feminist ideas in her movie. So, if this show fails, which we know is a very feminist show, we know that they're pushing these ideas. If this show fails, does that mean that the Rey film gets canceled? Or delayed indefinitely, like they mostly say with Star Wars films. That's a really interesting concept. It's a really interesting thing. Because honestly, at this point, I can't see how there's any possible way that this show is going to be successful. Not after this lackluster trailer. Again, the only exciting part was a bunch of Jedi igniting lightsabers. Besides that, all they were doing was checking off DEI boxes. That's all this trailer was. They were just making BlackRock happy. That's all they did. We got an Asian guy. We got a Hispanic guy. We got a woman. We got a black woman. We got this. That's all this trailer was. And they're like, oh crap, we got to throw lightsabers. We got to throw some Jedi in there, so we got to make sure that people know it's Star Wars. And that's all this was. This should have been an easy home run for Lucasfilm and Star Wars. Should have been this, but this is going to become the latest in the growing list of mediocrity for the franchise. When all is said and done, the blame will then be put on the fans. We're going to be called misogynists. We're going to be called transphobic. When in reality, the only thing we want is good Star Wars content. But we know the Acolyte just isn't going to be it. It's just not. But let me know what you thought of the trailer. What do you think of the trailer? Make sure you head over to slavsfreetalk.com to check out this article, to read up on what we know about this series thus far. Everything that has been talked about since last summer to this point. What do we know about this series so far? Why do I say this series is not going to be good? Why do I say they're pushing this DEI and this agenda? Go read up on it, because I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed on seeing... Well, no, you're going to be disappointed when you see what I'm saying here. Keep that in mind. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe. I'm on my way to 500 subscribers. I'm like 354 subscribers, 360 subscribers, something like that. Trying to hit 500 subscribers, guys. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, share this with your friends and family. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with all that said, may the Force be with you, and I will catch you all later.